Greetings, challengers. We got another challenge for you today, or more accurately, we have two more challenges for you today. For those of you that have been keeping up, I already had one friend get after me about this. There was not a video released yesterday, and that's partly my fault and partly the universe's fault. I was stuck in a place that didn't have internet, although I could have still filmed an episode and just not uploaded it, but I got distracted with video games, so slap on the hand, vow to do better, and here we go today, where we're actually going to do a two-parter to make up for yesterday, and it's all about trying new things today. The first thing that we're going to talk about is TV shows. If you don't watch TV, there's always, more music, there's different movies, some form of different media, whatever it is you choose to participate in, even if it's picking up a different style of book. But today I'm encouraging people to pick up new media. In particular, I want to share my experience. I spent a lot of time on the internet a year or so ago, a little less than a year ago, and I kept seeing things pop up about a show called My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Now, I remember when I was really, really young, whenever I would stay home sick, there would be a certain time of the day when there was nothing on the 3 channels that we got but My Little Pony, and it was terrible. It was awful. I watched it anyways, but I hated every minute of it. It was pointless, it was sappy, it was stupid. Meanwhile, 20-some years later, I'm sitting at home on the internet, on YouTube, watching Know Your Meme do a special on My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, and I'll go ahead and include a link to this video in the description. I'll go ahead and include a link for the channel itself. It's a great channel, you get a lot of great information from them. I get a lot of my information about new and upcoming memes from them. But furthermore, a little while later, the Fine Brothers released a video that was Teens React to My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, where they talked to teenagers about this phenomenon, this up-and-coming show. And as many of you are aware, and as many of you are disgusted, there are a surprising number of adults, and particularly adult males, who are getting into the show. And it seems completely counterintuitive, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. We think ponies, we think little girls, but Lauren Faust, the person who's the mother of this project, I guess I should say. She's the one who, wrote her several hundred-page Bible on her project, and there's a great video that was a panel that she did where she outlines kind of her process for how she created the show. It's a really great video. I think I'll include that in the description as well. But this show, she began this show, and she brought to it, first of all, the genius that she brought to all the other shows that she's worked on, which are things like, the Powerpuff Girls, which is very successful for its time, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. She teamed up with Genndy Tartakovsky, which, if you're familiar with that name, is the creative mind behind Samurai Jack and Dexter's Laboratory. So it's like an unbeatable team between the two of them, and if you're too young to know what any of those shows are, you consider your challenge to be to check out those shows, because they're fantastic. But yes, My Little Pony. She was asked by Hasbro to kind of spearhead this project, and so she put her pitch together, created the rebirth, the 4th generation of this show, and it caught on with 4chan, and then eventually the rest of the internet. So, what happened to me, I was finished with my job before moving, just kind of waiting around, packing up my house, didn't really have anything to occupy me except packing, so when I needed breaks, I would waste time on the internet. Well, one of the things that I decided to waste my curiosity on was this show, because I had seen it recommended by both Know Your Meme, which I've considered to be a very reputable source, and also by the Fine Brothers, who had never steered me wrong so far as entertaining media. And I did what I think a lot of people did. I watched the first episode, I thought it was okay. I watched the second part of the first episode, because it was a 2-parter, and, it was alright. And then I watched the 3rd episode and the 4th episode, and before I knew it, I was completely hooked on it. These characters, which were far more intricate and interesting than you would think for a little girl's TV show. I won't get into all of it. There's a lot of great stuff that came out of the show, including a fandom that is more positive than any other group of people that I've ever seen centered around a piece of media ever. But the point of this challenge is, if there's something that you've been saying you're going to try or thinking about trying, but you're kind of turned off to because of some of the stigmas that surround it, give it a chance. If there's a show that you've been wanting to start but haven't had the time, watch a couple episodes. If there's something that a friend's been recommending to you that you really don't want to try, you know what? It's not going to hurt you. Go ahead and give it a shot. You might find you like it. You might find you have something new to bond over. So that's my challenge to you today. I'm also going to include some pictures in the description of the room that I stayed in last night, which was at my sister and her husband's new home. It's a lovely place, but obviously there was a little girl that once lived there, and as you will also find, one of the shows that she obviously very much enjoyed was My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. That's what I leave you with today. I hope you enjoy your challenge and have a challenging day.